I'm disappointed with the government's long-term energy plan, primarily because it locks Ontario into a high-cost, unreliable form of power generation, which is nuclear. Quite frankly, I'm surprised that the Liberals, and it would appear the Conservatives, both support such a high-cost form of power generation as nuclear. As a small business owner, I would be very reluctant to invest in an expensive technology whose history is that it's never come in on budget or on time, and the liabilities associated with the risk are so great that no insurance company would insure it, especially when there's alternatives available. The Green Party of Ontario would put forward an energy plan that primarily focuses, number one, on energy efficiency and conservation. It's the most cost-effective and financially responsible approach to meeting our long-term energy needs. We can help consumers save money today, tomorrow, and for years to come by helping them reduce demand. We also need to be looking at eliminating the wasteful use of natural gas in this province by having a combined heat and power program that would use waste heat to produce electricity generation at a far lower cost than nuclear. We need to be looking at negotiating hydro imports from Quebec at a far lower cost than nuclear. And finally, we need to be looking at a green energy future that democratizes energy production in this province by putting forward a self-reliant community power program that says green energy projects should be locally owned, should be planned with local input, where the benefits flow to local communities. To me, that's a financially responsible and reliable vision for energy for this province's future. The question I have for the Premier today is one aspect that was missing from the long-term energy plan that was put forward is just the process by which the government's going to go through in making decisions. To date, the history of imposing projects onto communities is not very encouraging. And in particular, I'm thinking of the government imposing a gas-fired peaker plant on the citizens of King Township in the Holland Marsh, where the government's violated their own procurement processes and circumvented critical pieces of legislation such as the Greenbelt Act and the Planning Act. The question I have for the Premier is will the government moving forward with energy projects do them in a way that respects local planning processes, engages and empowers communities, and follows the procurement process and the legislative process outlined by the government?